Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Leah, and I'm guessing you know where we are today. We're back at the art house at Barton, and it's complete finally. So we finally get to see the final results after seeing the in-betweens and the very beginning. In the end, 30 artists came together to do this project. It's been all over the news, which is super cool. Even the mayor visited, which I thought was amazing. So why don't we start with the front yard and take a look inside. So you can see even in this little tiny area that there's two different artists, one on the outside and one doing this gorgeous one inside. Look at that face. Incredible. And then even here we have three more. So this is a 4-car garage home, which is actually insane for Toronto. And it's so quiet. I love how they have the flower and it's even coming onto the ground here. It's like very immersed in the space. There's the artist there if you want to follow them. It's also got this like beautiful grapevine on top of it. The space is great. Look, it goes all the way around to the house. As I said last time we were at the house, the people are trying to work with what's around them. And you can see here this guy has his little grapevine. I thought that was such a nice little thing. And then you can see the other artist also has a little grape because the guy is holding it into her space. I thought this was such a great way to just collaborate and have like them flowing into each other. Over here, the artist decided to put what the development is going to become, which I thought was really cool to see, that this one house is going to become 11 different homes for different people. There's definitely a lot of controversy on this, especially now that it's covered in art, and I think that people have very different opinions about it. Would love to know what you guys think of. In this space, I love how they just took a bunch of objects that were literally thrown in the backyard before. This piano was in one of the bedrooms, and they brought them all down and made almost like their own little garden of objects. And every single one is very unique in its own way. I really liked this one. At least for me, this is where I felt the artist had the most fun. You can just see there was just so many interesting objects, and they were able to paint like literally anything they found. So this dresser also looks amazing. What a cool thing to find. It's like they took this forgotten garden and made it into a mini paradise. As we talked a lot about in the last video, there was just so many things in this home, and I love how they've incorporated the old scissors on the wall. It really feels like the same vibe as this. And you can even see they have their winemaker. So this is a very common thing in Toronto. We have a lot of Europeans here, a lot of old people. And so we have all the grass, we have all the grapes being grown here. And I guess they make their own wine. So we have that in the corner here. And I just think that it really enhances this. Like, this looks like a storybook. I'm always jealous when people's brains can work like this. Set up 3 different doors, different angles, and figure out all the perspectives. So cool. And that's by that artist there. And this looks like a footboard here. We gotta think of the little details of this home. A lot of found objects in here, randomly placed. Okay, I think it's time to go inside. If you remember, this is where I got my books from. That little ledge there is where there was all the Jesus. Oh, there still is them there, if you see. But yeah, there was all the books along this ledge before. And that's where I got the books from. So you can see it's a new place, that is for sure. Love this. Look how warped these boards are. You guys see, not straight the walls. This light's flickering and it's giving this like a very spooky vibe. I cannot add to this video, but the smell of it. It smells extremely musty down here. Here's a better look at the front space. Now let's head to the kitchen. This is the space that was just getting started the second time that I went there, so I kind of got a little bit of a sneak peek of it, but it was really cool to see the final results because I didn't see the kitchen side at all, and honestly, it was one of my favorites.
Again, I love the little details of this place. These planter boxes next to the window staircase with aquarium attached to it. I felt like that was very unique. And then this space was definitely one of the most darkest ones that we saw, but it was really cool.
As I said, there's a lot of found objects in the house, and a lot of the artists use them. So here's a little view of some of those things. Postcards, nuts and bolts, some of the spray cans, and some of the fake fruit all worked into the space. And this is one of those funny things about this kitchen that we saw from before, is there's a lock on it to keep it closed. We were wondering why maybe they had done that. I said maybe it fell open, but definitely a little scary. I don't want to pick favorites, but this one is amazing. It's working with the space. You have the light coming through the ceiling, and it's working with it, and it goes all the way onto the floor as well. And the perspective is really good. It's very cool in person. Very, very cool. And we have more of these flowers that you saw outside. It's very nice. I want my bathroom to look like this. It's so cool. And this one's just gorgeous. Feels very natural, but the colors are very industrial. And then, as you might remember, this room, it was obviously very, very stormy that day. But now it has the other one next to it.
Shots of the house and everything finished, but nobody inside the shots. Yeah, I'm so sorry I can't just. So what days did you say was open? So it's Friday evening from 5 until 8. Friday for 5. We're like completely locked in. Oh yeah, yeah. I know. It's been that. Oh well. Oh, you guys are gonna have some Korean food and ice cream.
Where do we start? Up here. I think we're gonna start here because this is very cool. Feels like it has. Oh, that's terrifying. This one's definitely feeling like an immersive art space. The blue TV's on. It's all blacked out. The lighting in here is scary. These gold paintbrushes are really cool. It looks like he's dipped them in something. And this is Sean Martindale.
Now this one I really loved as well. It felt like a little like mermaid sanctuary, but like very dark and kind of witchy as well. I just loved all of it just felt very magical. And I loved how they made the waterfall come out of the tap. I thought it was so cool. And again, one of my favorite parts about this house is all the little vignettes. Like, this is so cool. I feel bad for the person that did this hallway because the lighting just wasn't good enough because there's 2 window sources. Couldn't really see what they were doing. And at the end of the hallway is this insane piece that had blue lights in the room and all of these really interesting like card figurines. This one, it was in the process of being done when I got there, and it was so different if you think back to it, if you saw the video before, and I just loved the Alice in Wonderland tie-ins. It was definitely a very psychedelic space, but I think they did such a good job of it, and there you can see more found objects. They had these Holy Marys, and that's what these characters are based off of, which I thought was really cool. I think what this artist did really well is black out the full space. A lot of artists didn't do like the ceiling and the floor and stuff, but this one had it on every single angle, the windows, everything was done. It was very immersive. Then I went back down the hall and this bedroom was there where 2 artists have taken over the whole space. Again, I love the floor part. And this one, I really think the light just caught it perfectly. It's such an interesting piece. And when I was there before, there was a bunch of different objects in there that they had painted as well. It looks like they pared it down a little bit to just the 2, which I can imagine are the green dresser that's in the garden and the piano. I'll try to show you the hallway a little bit better. I really like the shapes and it feels very fun. This house obviously has all the paneling, so I'm sure that this was a little bit of a nightmare to deal with, but I think they did such a great job. Yeah, this space could have definitely used a spotlight or something. You can tell just like the window reflections are kind of making it hard to see. Okay, why don't we head on back downstairs and just take one last look at some of these faces. This is a really cute story. This neighbor left this note and said that the rose bushes were gorgeous. Apparently this house used to have the best garden on the whole block. And this woman asked if she could come pick up the rose bushes, and they gave them to her. So now those rose bushes have a new home.
So that's all for me today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. It's so cool to go through this house. Just a reminder that it is on this weekend if you're around in Toronto. That's why I want to get this video out as soon as possible. It's on Saturday, Sunday, and Friday, and then this house is going to be demolished. So get in here before you can until this space no longer exists. If you want to keep up with this project and all of the artists involved, you can go to Art on Barton on Instagram and check out their page and find all the artists. I've tried to link as many of them as I can below. And with that, I will let you guys go for the day. Bye, guys.